So everything is pain, pleasure relations. Everything is, you know? And if some people are in, let's say, for example, unhealthy relationships, attracting one after another, after another, after another, and they're thinking, what am I doing? Why am I getting the repeated similarities in manifestations? It's most likely that in childhood, there may be some pain-pleasure relation. They need to go back and think about it first.
Welcome everybody to a new episode of Ask Master Anything. We are here with Master Sri Akarshana. Namaste, Master.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for being here and for making time to answer the questions that people in our beautiful community are asking. And so today we're gonna answer Rana's question, and she says, how can we break ourselves from those repeated cycles, situations, bad feelings, bad circumstances, and what should we do to break free and step into change?
Okay, so this is about breaking past habits, patterns, things like that.
That is correct.
Okay. Habits and patterns are results of the subconscious pre-programming, upbringing, society, environment. There are two things that we usually refer to. The first part of it is how do you shift what's pre-programmed in the mind? And the second part of it is how you add the new layers of your new identity and your new habits. So if anybody has any bad habits, it's most likely stored inside the brain because of a pain situation or previous pleasure situation. Pain and pleasure relations. If we change it around, then we can break the habit immediately. Doesn't matter if it's smoking, doesn't matter if it's biting your nails or anything, right? So actually, in my when I was growing up, I used to have this habit of biting nails. But I remember where it came from. Because I remember there was one day I was watching a kid bite his nails. And I thought, that's really cool. And you know, kids don't know what they're thinking. It just looks cool. It was like, we have to use these nail clippers at home, you know? And oh, you can do it yourself, biting your nails. That's really cool. That's actually my thought. The first time I seen it, I thought, that's really cool. And then I never knew that would be the next 7 years of my upbringing, where I would be biting my nails. And I was just get told off by mum all the time, you know, why are you biting your nails? You know? And the reason why I had that habit was because my relation to it, at first, was it's a pleasure relation. It's cool. So it logs into the brain and creates a habit, right? Same thing as everything else, right? Even in my teenage days, I started smoking. It's the same thing, right? I'm sure you could relate to certain things in your life which is similar. Why did I relate to smoking? Actually, because in my mind, it was a pleasure relation. I remember seeing these girls at school, looking at these boys at school who are smoking and say, oh my God, he looks so cool. So when I hear that, I'm thinking, oh my God, that's cool, right? I want to be cool too. So my relation to holding a cigarette would be, this is really cool. So one way habits are created could be because of a pleasure relation, or it could be the opposite side. It could be a pain relation. Right? I'll give you an example. There was something one of my siblings had said to me at one point. And they were smoking, basically. And one day when we had a deep conversation, you know, why you started smoking? Because this particular sibling felt, through life, they always felt a little bit distant from my dad. But my dad smoked. And the only time they would get any bonding time was if you picked up a cigarette and he was able to bond. So there you have a mix as well of a pain and also a pleasure. The pain is if I don't smoke, I've got nothing to relate to Dad. If I do smoke, I get to hang out with Dad, and we've got something in common. So everything is pain, pleasure relations. Everything is, you know? And if some people are in, let's say, for example, unhealthy relationships, attracting one after another, after another, after another, and they're thinking, what am I doing? Why am I getting the repeated similarities in manifestations? It's most likely that in childhood, there may be some pain-pleasure relation. They need to go back and think about it first. For example, you could have seen the way your dad treated your mum. Maybe it could have been bad, disturbing. It could have been anything. And then you could have seen certain attributes that your mum was that made that happen, that you felt made that happen anyway, how you related it. And as a result of it, you become a particular person because of it. And then you attract, you see? So these are all patterns. So what is the key to shifting that? Is to revisit that timeline. Right? We could call it timeline therapy. We could call it NLP, cognitive reframing. Revisit that timeline. Visualize that situation again. Go back to that situation. Whatever was pain, switch it to pleasure. Whatever was pleasure, switch it to pain. So if I revisit back to the time when I seen somebody smoking for the first time, I'm in a visualization, right? And then I see that the girl's there saying, oh my God, he looks so cool. And instead now I replay it differently. I switch the pleasure to pain. Oh my God, he's dying. Oh my God, look at his lungs. Oh my God, he's unable to breathe. And I see him unable to breathe and dying. It's a very shocking, it disturbs the energy and it creates a memory, because the more the emotion, the more it stores into the memory. So the moment I've done that visualization, I come out, a phenomenal experience happens. I may see the cigarettes on my table, I'll be thinking twice. Even when I pick it up, something is off now and I don't know what. So that is diving deep, ripping out the roots and replacing it. But then the second part of it is the layering. So using affirmations, or by just pushing yourself and being disciplined on new habits. That can break an old habit too. So in the past, you used to sleep till 11 a.m. every day. You want to break that bad habit, you call it. You say, I want to wake up at 7 a.m. At first, it will be a push. Keep pushing. Every single day, discipline. I must. Tell yourself you must. After what happens? After a few weeks, they say it takes 21 days to form a new habit. After a month, it's normal. It's not that tough anymore. That's a new habit. So you could either continuously repeat something that is uncomfortable, then it'll form a new pattern, a new habit or pattern, or you could do both, which will really help.
Thank you, Master. And as you are sharing that, I remember one of the teachings that, as I was being mentored by you, really hit home, and is that we are as containers. And so right now, what fills your container is the relationships that you have, the actions that you take, everything fills up that. And so if you want to change something, you first have to make space. So while you're saying, if you can replace those bad habits or those bad actions that you're doing today with something that is actually going to be good, then your container is going to be stronger and filled with more positive things. And also one of the things that you mentioned about this cognitive reframing, it's so powerful, because as I was doing the Law of Attraction coaching certification, that's one of the things that we learn in that program, in the Super Creator Certification Program. So in that, you dive deep into the 2 ways of reprogramming your mind, which is one, a very strong meditation, and then another one, which is the neuro-linguistic programming, where you literally shift your mind and commit to that change that is going to be there forever. So thank you so much, Master, for doing and working so hard so that you can help more people. I found that help in my personal life as well.
Thank you.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode as well. If you want to ask your question, you have the opportunity to do so by clicking the link below, joining our Discord community, and there you will have the opportunity to ask wherever it is that you are struggling with, or any questions that you may have, and we will go through them so that Master can answer them. Remember to like this video and subscribe so that you don't miss all of the amazing content that we're preparing for you coming up. And let us know in the comments below where you are tuning in from, what topics you would like us to talk about, because it's always amazing to connect more and more with you, because you are the ones who make this possible. Thank you so much, Master, and see you in the next one.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.